Adding some paint to a great vase or a photo frame or even a pair of pants can add some fresh life to those things that you buy from Goodwill, the sponsor of this segment and also our thrift expert. Jill Wallace is joining us today to talk about the power of paint and how you can get creative with your Goodwill finds. Jill, it's always a pleasure to have you in the studio.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. You know, when we think about paint, we generally think of painting our room, painting the house, but you can do so much more with paint to freshen up the things in your home.
The creative options are endless, especially if you go to a thrift store, such as Goodwill, with an open mind.
Yeah. So, you know, when you go into Goodwill, there are so many wonderful finds, but you can really personalize it to fit into your space and to fit your taste as well. You can change things up with a little bit of paint.
Absolutely. And the way that we go about that is we go to a social media platform such as YouTube or Pinterest or Instagram, and we get those creative ideas flowing before we head into the store. And then once we kind of have an idea of what life we want to bring to our home, that's when you go to Goodwill and you're able to save so much money versus an arts and crafts store.
Yeah, you know, I was just at an arts and crafts store. I was telling you earlier today.
Yes.
I went in. I was a little bit surprised by some of the prices, and you can find quite the same thing at Goodwill for a whole lot less.
That's absolutely right. And you might need to change some things up when you find them at Goodwill, but that's the fun of it too, the creativity side of it.
Absolutely. And people are loving DIY. I know kids are back to school, so there are a lot of parents that are thinking, what am I going to do now? What am I going to do when I'm at home with some of that extra time? Well, we've got some great ideas for you. I never thought about adding paint to clothing.
I know. You know what? I really didn't either. And then when you take a look at these jeans, they're fabulous. They're right on trend.
Okay, so tell us what we're seeing here.
Basically just a bleach pen. I mean, that's the bulk of it.
That is
so you
so
purchase
cool.
a bleach pen, you make an outline, and then you color it in, wash, and you're done.
And it just creates those really cool stars, those patterns. Look at the after.
You know, they're adorable. And you can obviously customize hearts, stripes, anything that really fits your personal style.
That's so cool. We do have those in studio. When you brought those in, I said, wow, how fun is that? What I think about is doing that on maybe a jean jacket and fraying the edges.
That would be adorable. And that's exactly the mindset you need when you go into Goodwill, because you may find that jean jacket that is the perfect fit, but you don't just love the style of it. You can customize it.
And you're not going to see anyone else with that exact same jacket too, which is a double win.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Jill, when we think about furniture, this is something that a lot of people are getting into the DIY with. I am so impressed with the before and the after of this. Can you kind of explain what we're seeing here?
Absolutely. So basically you can see it's kind of a chestnut espresso, just a little bit of sanding and then some paint, changing out the knobs, making sure you tape everything off so you don't get any paint on the glass. But it just turned out beautiful. And again, you have to really keep an open mind when you go into Goodwill. There are so many furniture pieces to choose from. And of course, they have nicks, scratches. But with all of the different paint options out there, you can typically cover those up.
That is stunning. When you look at the after, it looks completely different than the before. And when you think, if you were to go into a store and buy that curio cabinet just like that, what you saw in the after, I mean, you're talking probably a couple $1,000s.
Probably. Absolutely, yes. And those purchases, I mean, anywhere from $39.99 to potentially $49.99 at Goodwill.
Wow, that's amazing.
It is.
Okay, something else that I think is so unique, very cool, that I have never seen before, is by altering a picture frame.
Yes, yes. So this is a fun idea. Again, it's all about your personal style. That blue, kind of outdated, changed it up. But then the end product you'll see is almost a half and half, which is very unique. The individual who did this, she actually saw this in Europe and decided to try it herself. And it's so unique and just fun. But again, you can personalize it. And when you see the end product, you'll see that it's half and half, but you could do a diagonal. You could do 2 squares. And again, it really depends on your own style.
Look how cool that looks.
It is, yes.
I mean, like you said, the before, the baby blue, the powder blue, a little bit outdated.
Yes.
It reminds me of a powder room from maybe the 70s. And then that right there looks so beautiful, and you can change up the paint color just to meet the decor that you have in your home as well.
And like you said, it's one of a kind, and that's,
so
I think,
cool.
the best part of it.
Absolutely. And then we're showing what you brought in here. That is the finished product. But sitting right beside it, that looks like a really pretty vase and a plant.
So this is actually one of my favorite DIY concepts. Baking soda and paint to give it texture. That's all it is. You can do that with metal. This was actually a metal vase. So you can do it with metal, you can do it with wood, you can do it with glass. You could create centerpieces with that textured look. So, very, very affordable. I believe that was $2.99, the actual vase itself. And then, with some paint and some baking soda,
wow.
yeah, totally transformed.
And you can see the texture there too. And I just imagine if you put a little ring around that with another color of paint, you can really customize it to make it such a unique piece. I'm always thinking about gift giving.
Yes.
Birthdays, and then I also start a little bit too early for the Christmas holiday as well. It's never too early because once you start thinking about that,
definitely,
it is a rush to the finish. These are perfect gift ideas.
They are. If you want to give flowers to someone, fresh flowers, you can obviously throw some paint on something, make it very stylish, but very affordable at the same time.
Yeah, okay, so for people that haven't gone to Europe to get these inspirations, what is the secret behind the success of these products?
So I really believe the secret is social media. So YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest. Get online, check out what you're looking for, or at least get started, move in that direction before you go to Goodwill. I think you'll have a better idea of what you need to purchase, and then what level of creativity you're able to take your product to.
Absolutely, and we know every time we shop at Goodwill, we are also investing and giving back to the local community.
And right now that is so very important. There are a lot of people who we are putting through our job training and placement programs, but we really focus on long-term careers, not just placing them in a job for 3 months. We really want to see people succeed throughout the years.
Yeah, Jill, thank you. It is always a pleasure. You've always got amazing ideas that you're sharing with our viewers. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.